Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis Media once again, and welcome back to another movie review, aka after I saw this time it is on First Man, and I was really anticipating this movie despite, honestly, the ridiculous controversy that it has received, and honestly, I know I'm bringing this up early, but anyways, let me get into the movie first. One of the big reasons I was really looking forward to this film is basically it's from the director of La La Land and Whiplash, Damien Chazelle, who basically those two films had similarities to each other, basically about performing, had to do with music and art and stuff like that. Um, this time Chazelle has moved past that and decided to make a science fiction movie, basically on. It focuses basically the movie focuses on the riveting story of NASA's mission to land a man on the moon, focusing on Neil Armstrong in the years between 1961 and 1969. A versatile first person account based on the book by James R. Hansen. The movie will explore the sacrifices and the cost on Armstrong and on the nation of one of the most dangerous missions in history. And sometimes the movie isn't always going to be about that. Sometimes it also focuses on Gosling's family and how he's lost of loved one recently, and basically he isn't suffering much from it, but he is pretty troubled by it. And all in all, guys, so yeah, honestly, I did not understand why not so many people were looking forward to this movie, and honestly, I found it quite ridiculous to be honest with you. Like really, and honestly, after watching this movie, I still don't understand it because this movie was fantastic. I mean, Damien Chazelle has delivered another phenomenal movie in his library of fantastic movies. I think he'll go down in history as one of the best modern movie directors out there, right next to Denis Villeneuve. And basically, the way he focuses on the story of the first man to land on the moon, it's so riveting. Ryan Gosling once again gives another flawless performance, and he can do no wrong. I mean, he was in a comedy movie, and he was phenomenal in that film as well. And that was an overall great film. I'm of course talking about basically Crazy Stupid Love, and Drive, Blade Runner 2049. The man knows how to star in a good movie and deliver a phenomenal performance, and him as Neil Armstrong was absolutely riveting. And as for everything else, it is a slow moving film, but honestly, it's just so interesting that I'll basically forget that minutes have passed by during the film. And from the opening sequence alone, knew that you were truly in for something. And especially, the sequence, basically, what I'm talking about. I can't really spoil that they go on the moon because it's going to happen, that they're going to go on the moon. Him, and it's not going to be just him. I mean, of course, when he gets out of the rocket, he still is the first man to go on the moon. Basically, they gave him a lot of credit, all the credit, basically, because showing that it's a truly dangerous mission and it's very risky since space is a really dangerous place. And the fact that they told this story in a way that I hadn't expected. I mean, throughout the film, most of the movie really isn't about going into space, you know, like I mentioned before. And okay, so the visual standpoint, from a visual perspective, is phenomenal. And throughout most of the film, you do notice that there is shaky cam. Basically, it's in a handheld perspective, but honestly, it works just fine here. I mean, it's not like a heavy action movie where they just have to shake the camera or all the camera is shaking. No, it doesn't. That doesn't always happen, and that's truly a good thing. As for issues with the film, I would have really liked to seen more moments, more touching moments with the family and stuff. That would have made this film such a more rewatchable movie. I mean, it definitely does have so much rewatchability to it, and the ending, I will say, isn't as strong as I was hoping for it to be. Definitely not like Whiplash. La La Land didn't have a very strong ending either. It didn't end poorly. I thought it was a fine way to end La La Land, and this is certainly kind of like that. But all in all, um, it's basically it ends basically on a bittersweet note. So yeah. So overall, First Man was nearly everything that I wanted it to be. It has great performances from a visual standpoint. You know, it's really hard to tell if they used CG in this, CGI. Like like the moments that happen, you could have sworn they've used practical effects, and they might as well did. They might have. Yeah, they probably have because, you know, you have the ship and all. For the most part, it doesn't. Nothing looks CG'd in this movie, and if they didn't use CG, then that's a big plus right there. But anyways, First Man is an absolute must-see. It's a shame that it's not doing as well as the box office was hoping. So far, it's only made 6.1 million this weekend, and that's a real shame. Venom's topped the weekend box office, which is honestly, I'm not too surprised. I don't even think it's at number two. If not, just whatever. It's still a movie that you have to see. So I'm gonna give First Man a 4.5 out of 5. It's an absolute must see, and you can basically say what you want about the film. And yeah, I can't give it a perfect score because of that one issue I had, but all in all, it still did not disappoint me in the slightest. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I do have one more movie that I want to review, although it's not going to be tonight because honestly, it's not really a movie that I really feel like talking about, but I'm still going to talk about it since I like making these videos for you guys. But I'm going to have to do it tomorrow because basically it's getting late and I'm kind of tired right now. But you understand, right? Right. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.